Victoria Beckham's life is a mosaic of reinventions, from the sequence stages of Spice Girls mania to the ateliers of high fashion, each chapter a bold stroke against the canvas of expectation. Yet, amid the glamour and the grind, it's her role as mother that has tested her most profoundly, a journey laced with joy's quiet demands and the ache of identity's eclipse. Recently, as family whispers swirl around tensions with son Brooklyn, Victoria has peeled back the layers on this intimate evolution, sharing how early motherhood unraveled her sense of self only to weave it anew through entrepreneurial fire. It's a confessional that resonates deeply, a blueprint for women balancing legacy with little ones, proving that purpose often rises from purpose's ashes. The pivot point arrived with Brooklyn's birth, a seismic shift that upended her pop princess perch. At the zenith of girl power's global roar, arenas ablaze, albums topping charts, Victoria stepped away, cradling her newborn amid the wreckage of what-ifs. Marrying David Beckham in a fairy tale July ceremony only months prior, she traded tour buses for baby bottles, relocating to Manchester's misty embrace where her husband starred for United. I had Brooklyn. I moved to Manchester, which is where David was living and playing for Manchester United. And by this point he is on the first team, he's a big star, she recounted on a revealing podcast chat, her voice threading nostalgia with nuance. The transition was jarring, from adoring crowds and globe-trotting galas with bandmates to solitary days in a modest flat, the hum of domesticity her new soundtrack. Happiness flickered, blessed by love's fresh bloom, enveloped in David's orbit and Brooklyn's gummy smiles, but shadows crept in. The stage's siren call faded, replaced by a void that gnawed at her core. With time she started losing her sense of self because of the transition from performing on stage and traveling the world with her friends to being in a flat in Manchester on her own with a baby. Sources echo her sentiments, capturing the isolation's sting. Conflicting tides pulled. Gratitude for this gilded chapter clashed with a creeping purposelessness, a clock in my head that was just ticking away. Victoria confessed the shame of it. I felt so lucky and so blessed, but I was struggling to find sense of purpose. I felt ashamed to admit that I didn't feel entirely fulfilled, a raw admission that shatters the myth of maternal bliss as effortless. Supporting David's skyrocketing career, interviews, endorsements, the footballer frenzy, while mastering motherhood's marathon left little room for Victoria's spark. She became appendage, wife to the icon, mother to the heirs, her singer's fire dimmed to embers. While supporting her husband's career and fulfilling her duties as a mother, Victoria seemed to lose her identity. Observers note her days a blur of school runs and strategy sessions for his brand. It was a limbo of quiet desperation, the world whirring on while she pondered, what was next? 3 more children, Romeo, Cruz, Harper, followed, each amplifying the juggle, yet none quelled the inner query, who am I beyond this? The turning tide came in resolve, to build anew, to etch her name sans shadow. In 2008, Victoria launched her eponymous label, an atelier of refined silhouettes, power dresses that whispered strength. It wasn't whimsy but reclamation, a stake in soil tilled by sleepless ambition. It was at that moment Victoria had finally decided to build something of her own. Her story unfolds, the brand a vessel for vision unyoked from football's fame. Collections debuted to acclaim, red carpets bowed, and slowly identity reformed. Designer, disruptor, dame. Now when she looks back, the fashion designer noted that this was one of the best decisions she ever made. Being so much older now, I am so thankful and so grateful, she reflects, gratitude gilding the grit. Motherhood, undiminished, remains her North Star. I try my best to be a good mother to Brooklyn and his 3 younger siblings, a vow renewed amid recent rifts. Tensions with Brooklyn, that eldest echo of her early days, test this anew, yet Victoria extends grace. Liking his Instagram cooking reel this week, a pixelated pat that bridges gaps. Its continuity, from Manchester's flat to fashion's front lines, her journey teaches that self blooms in balance, fulfillment forged in the forge of feeling lost. 4 women everywhere, juggling careers, kids, the ceaseless clock, Victoria's odyssey illuminates. Embrace the unravel, rebuild the weave. Her empire, maternal and masterful, stands as proof. From stage to nursery to showroom, purpose persists, radiant and reborn.